I'm Josh,
I'm Banks.
and we're recording Odd Places.
Yep, we're going wild. Wild? No, we're going viral.
Well, we are a couple of just silly girls going wild, but we're also going viral.
Did you did you just call us, you and me, silly girls?
I did. I absolutely did.
Silly girls?
Don't you feel like a silly girl? Like young, vibrant, full of energy, giddy. Aren't we giddy right now?
Okay. All right. Silly. I'm happy. I'm light. I'm light. However, that is a space, and this brings me to what I want to talk about. That is a space that I have created in my head. I mean, I create the space. I don't feel that this space is created from outside. There are outside influences. However, it's like the concept, you know, no one makes you happy, only yourself can make you happy.
Right. Or Lao Tzu
So,
says, there is no way to happiness. Happiness is the way.
ooh, nice. I always, yes, happiness is the way. So my point is the space that we create in here, even if it is two giddy girls, school girls, as you said. I've never been referred to as a giddy schoolgirl. That space I create. I think that I am responsible for that. There we go.
Yes, 100%. Uh, and that space, okay, happy is one thing, but giddy's another, right? So if we're talking about giddiness a little bit, that's kind of a feminine space. I think it's okay to admit that that is a feminine trait, to have that
Right.
kind of over emotional, not over emotional, but heightened state of emotion.
Okay. Um, uh, every time you say Giddy, it reminds me of my friend Giddy, who I went to graduate school with.
Is
Giddy
that her
was,
name?
her name is Giddy. Yeah, I don't think it was spelled Giddy. She was Iranian. She was actually Giddy, Giddy. Giddy was Giddy, which was super cool.
That would be
Um,
odd if she wasn't, though, wouldn't it? If she was like moping and aggressive and like emo. Can you imagine an emo being named Giddy? It's like, I love the irony, but it's weird.
Yeah, yeah. So you're thinking that giddy is more of a feminine quality. It's like a schoolgirl. It's like a happy schoolgirl, which is what you're saying, right?
Yes, yeah, it's a heightened state of emotion. And I say that as a compliment. That's a great thing. Because a lot of times guys don't let their feminine side come out. They don't admit that they have a feminine side, but we all do. It's the
All
yin and
right,
the yang, it's the balance.
all right. You have a feminine side. What's your feminine side? What? Are you giddy at sometimes? I mean, I know your area of experience is like this. So when you get up to here, you experience some giddy. Is that the feminine part of you?
No, that's not the feminine part of me because I don't get giddy, really. Uh, you know me, I'm kind of on the
Yeah,
level.
yeah. You're a flatliner.
The feminine side of me, I think, is building relationships, empathy, really building a deep connection with people. I think that's the nurturing part. I think that may be my feminine
Oh wow.
dominant trait.
I cross my legs out, and that might be a physical feminine
Like a
quality.
girl or like a guy? Because there's two different ways to cross your legs. There's the
I
female
cross
version. There's
I
a male.
cross them like I cross them like this. I don't
Yeah,
cross them
that's
like
the female.
I
That's
don't do that. I don't do that. Right. Um. Yeah. I. I mean, I have always looked at myself, and I think now that we zoom more and we can see ourselves, I can see myself, that I'm more aware of how others see me, and I do have some feminine traits. I mean, I think I do. I mean, I think my speech is kind of feminine at sometimes. Um, so, and it doesn't bother me. I don't care. I mean, that's me. Like you said,
right.
yin and yang. I mean, we're both at the same time. Um, Back to the space, though. Back to being in this space of we're creators. You like to create
Yeah.
spoken word. I do films. This space we create. I mean, you after this you're gonna write and you're gonna do this and you're gonna work on your book and you're gonna work on whatever projects, and you have created space to do that.
Today's a day of quotes, but yes, I'm all the quotes I've been accumulating that come to my head, things I make up, I'm putting them into pictures, and I'm going to start posting them again.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. All right.
That's,
Okay. All right. So my thing is, though, I feel that we can take this space and we can make it whatever we want. I mean, we're creators, so we create. We can make it also if something happens in life which makes us feel bad or moves us emotionally in a negative way or even a positive way, we can then control that in here. This space here, we can control. I don't want to say control so much. We can create. Create is much better than control. We can create whatever we want in this space.
so why don't more people create then? If we have control of it, if we can create.
It is easy to I don't know if it's easy. I don't know. It has to be indoctrination. It has to be.
I want to see more creation. I wish there was more true, honest creation.
And you're talking about the creation that you're going to do all your quotes after this. You're talking about that, or you're talking about creating in here rather than controlling this. Let's create this rather than control this. I see what you mean. This reminds me of I've met a couple people who have been to India, and about 10 years ago, I had this compulsion to go to India. I was just like, why am I drawn to India? Something in India wants me.
Yeah, why? But yeah.
Yeah. And this woman had gone, and she goes to this art retreat, and she's in a small town, and she just loves it. And she says, you want to come? You can come. You can come and do what I do. And she's not the only. 3 or 4 people have said this who've been to India. The people who live in India, who live in destitute situations, they know how to create this. They still create the happy. They're not pulled down by this physical world. They
Right.
still have created this lightness and joy and happiness. And oh my God, wow, that just moves me that they can do that. And here's the juxtaposition. And we in America have the physical, everything we need. However, we don't know how to, I feel we don't know how to create.
You know what we're missing? This goes back to yin and yang principle.
Okay.
Yin and yang. We're so either yin or yang. We cut off the other side. We don't have that balance. We don't, whether it be masculine, feminine, creation, internal creation versus external possession. We don't know how to balance here. We suck at balancing in this country.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it is balance. Maybe, I mean, this is a good, I mean, explain more of that.
We're like metal shavings. There's a magnet, and we're like metal shaving. We go right to the poles. We go, we don't, there's nothing in the middle.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. I feel though that most of us, there might be a third here and a third here, and then there's a third in the middle. And that third in the middle, oscillates.
They're the truly happy ones. They're the ones that can appreciate what they have, but they're also happy on the inside.
Yeah.
But then you're saying 2/3 are on the wrong end. 2/3 are all one way or the other. That's a lot.
They're looking at black or they're looking at white. They forget the grades and the purples and yellows and oranges and mauves and magentas and everything else.
Mauve. That's a word. That's a word you don't hear about that color anymore. That was a popular color in the 80s. Everything was mauve, right? And that color really fell out of favor. Just want you to know, like, that you even said it. It just felt so out of place in the 2020s.
2020.
In the 80s, mauve was killer. Mauve was everything. That was like the shit.
So how do we get the mentality? How do we get the creative space that my friends have seen in India? How do we get it here? How I mean, you're saying don't stay away from the polars?
Yeah, we have to yang our yin, or we have to yin our yang. One of the two. Don't look into that any further than
yang or yin.
We have to yin our yang. If we're too yang, we have to yin. If we're too yin, we got to yang it.
Okay. Yeah. 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 So when you say yin and yang, you're talking about a nurturing female quality and you're talking about a masculine protective quality, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yang is the powers, the masculine, it's the force, where yin is more of the relinquishing, allowing, receiving. Like and they're not opposites. This is very, very key. Yin and yang are not opposites, they're complements. Because every yang has some yin in it, every yin has some yang in it. That's the little dots. So it's a complementary system, not a opposite.
It sounds to me like yin and yang is balance.
Yes.
I'm Banks.
I'm Josh.
Odd places going
Viral.
viral.